After I caught my girlfriend suggesting we open up our relationship, I figured why not play along. But when I actually went through with it and hooked up with her best friend, she completely lost her mind. It all started about 6 months ago when Sarah dropped the bomb on me during what was supposed to be a cozy dinner at our apartment. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for 2, and things had been rocky lately with her always on her phone and me pulling long hours at the auto shop. She sat there twirling her pasta, not even looking at me, and said, "Babe, I think we should try an open relationship. You know, to spice things up. I've been reading about it online, and it could be good for us." My fork stopped midway to my mouth. Spice things up. We'd barely been intimate in months because she was always tired from her marketing job. I asked her what she meant exactly, and she rambled on about freedom, exploring desires, no jealousy involved. She even pulled up some article on her phone about polyamory and how it saves marriages. I nodded along, but inside I was boiling. Was this her way of saying she wanted to sleep with someone else without feeling guilty? The next few days were awkward as hell. I'd come home from fixing transmissions all day, covered in grease, and she'd be giggling at texts from friends I didn't know. I tried to talk about boundaries, like who we could see and how we'd communicate, but she brushed it off. "Don't overthink it, Jake. It's just fun. Fun for her. Maybe." I started noticing little things, like her staying out late for girls' nights that smelled like cologne when she got back. One night, I couldn't sleep and checked her phone. Yeah, I know, not cool, but there were messages from some guy named Alex planning a date. My heart sank, but instead of confronting her, I decided to test the waters myself. Her best friend, Mia, had always been flirting with me at parties, and Sarah swore it was harmless. Mia was the one who introduced us. Actually, back in college, she was single, gorgeous, and always complaining about bad dates. So, I texted her casually, asking if she wanted to grab coffee to catch up. She responded with emojis and said yes right away. Our coffee turned into drinks, and drinks turned into her place. It happened fast, too fast. Maybe, but after a few beers, she confessed she'd had a crush on me since before Sarah and I got together. "She doesn't deserve you," Mia whispered as we kissed on her couch. I felt a mix of guilt and revenge pumping through me. We ended up in her bed, and it was intense, like all the frustration from my relationship poured out. The next morning, I woke up with a hangover and a pit in my stomach. Mia made breakfast, acting like it was no big deal, but I couldn't shake the feeling I'd crossed a line. I snuck out before Sarah got home from her shift, showering twice to wash away any trace. That night, Sarah cuddled up to me like nothing was wrong, talking about her day. I kept quiet, but the secret burned inside me. A week later, the first shock hit. Sarah came home early from work, face pale as a ghost, holding a pregnancy test. "Jake, I'm pregnant." My world tilted. We hadn't been careful lately, but with her pushing for openness, I wondered if it was even mine. She swore it was, crying about how this changed everything, how we needed to commit now. I hugged her, but my mind raced to Mia. Had I just complicated things more? We talked about keeping the baby, getting married maybe, but she still mentioned the open thing casually, like it was on pause. That's when I snapped. During an argument about her late nights, I blurted it out. "If we're so open, then why are you mad that I slept with Mia?" Her face went from confused to furious in seconds. She screamed, "Mia, my best friend, you bastard." She threw her phone at me, missing and shattering a lamp. I tried to explain it was her idea, but she wasn't hearing it. She stormed out, slamming the door so hard the neighbors knocked to check on us. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Sarah called Mia right away, and their friendship exploded over the phone. I could hear the yelling from the bathroom where ID locked myself. Mia admitted everything, saying she did it because Sarah had been cheating first with that Alex guy. Shocking fact number one, Sarah had been seeing Alex for months, even before suggesting we open up. It wasn't about spicing things, it was her cover. She came back that night, eyes red from crying, and we had the ugliest fight of our lives. She accused me of betrayal, but when I threw her affair in her face, she broke down admitting it. It was just emotional at first. She sobbed, but texts showed otherwise. We slept in separate rooms, and the next day, she packed a bag and went to her mom's. I was left in our apartment, staring at the walls, wondering how we'd gone from planning a future to this mess. Daily struggles kicked in hard. I couldn't focus at work. The shop foreman noticed me zoning out while changing oil, nearly causing an accident with a customer's car. He pulled me aside and said, "Jake, sort your shit or take time off." I took a day, but bills don't stop. Our rent was due, and Sarah had handled the utilities. Now I was scrambling to pay everything alone. Survival challenge 1, figuring out finances. I'd been the main earner, but Shed managed the joint account, and suddenly half the money was gone. Shed transferred her share out in anger. I spent hours on the phone with the bank, disputing charges for stuff like her spa days that turned out to be dates with Alex. Eating became a chore. I'd stare at the fridge full of her favorite foods and end up ordering pizza, feeling guilty about the waste. Sleep was non-existent. Intrusive thoughts of her with him. Me with Mia. The baby that might not be mine kept me up till dawn. Shocking fact 2, a paternity test later revealed the baby wasn't mine or Alex. It was from some one-night stand, before we even discussed opening up. Sarah had been lying about timelines. She confessed this over a tearful call, begging me to take her back because we could raise it together. I hung up, feeling numb. Mia texted me apologies, saying she felt used in our revenge hookup, but then dropped her own bomb. She was late on her period too. Survival challenge 2, dealing with potential fatherhood times 2. I got tested for STIs immediately, waiting in that cold clinic room, heart pounding as the nurse drew blood. Turns out, clean, but the scare made me swear off casual anything. Daily, I'd drag myself to work, hands shaking from lack of sleep, forcing smiles for customers while my mind replayed every lie. Weeks turned into a blur of isolation. Friends picked sides. Most of Sarah's circle ghosted me, calling me the villain for stealing. Mia, my buddies tried to cheer me up with beers, but I'd end up ranting about the hypocrisy. One night, I broke down in the bar bathroom, staring at my reflection, wondering if I'd ever trust again. Survival challenge 3, social fallout. I unfollowed everyone connected to her on social media, but screenshots of her posts about toxic exes kept coming my way. She painted me as the cheater, omitting her role. I started therapy, driving to sessions after work, traffic making me late every time. The therapist helped unpack the anger, but daily struggles included simple things like laundry. Our washer broke, and I couldn't afford a repair, so I'd haul bags to the laundromat at midnight, avoiding people. Then came the move-out drama. Sarah showed up with her mom in a U-Haul, demanding half our stuff. We argued over the couch we'd bought together, her claiming it because I picked it out. I let her take it, too exhausted to fight. Living alone in the half-empty apartment felt like survival in a war zone, echoes bouncing off walls. Microwave dinners because cooking for one depressed me. Shocking fact 3, during the split, I found hidden credit card debt in her name that we'd co-signed for thousands from her. Business trips that were really getaways with Alex. I lawyered up, meeting a no-nonsense attorney named Carla, who explained disentangling finances would take months. Daily, ID pore over statements, highlighting charges, feeling like a detective in my own nightmare. Mia's situation escalated. She confirmed pregnancy, and it was mine. Paternity test proved it 99.99%. She wanted to keep it, but we weren't together. It was a one-time thing. Survival Challenge 4: Co-parenting from scratch. We met at neutral coffee shops to discuss logistics. Her belly starting to show. Me fumbling through questions about doctors and costs. I picked up extra shifts at the shop. Wrists aching from overtime. To save for child support. Daily struggles balancing work with prenatal classes she dragged me to. Feeling out of place among happy couples. One class. I nearly walked out when they talked about family bonds. Mine was shattered. Sarah's meltdown peaked when she found out about Mia's baby. She showed up at my door unannounced, screaming about how ID ruined her life. You did this on purpose, turns out. Sarah had a history of this. Her ex, before me revealed online shed, pulled the open relationship card on him too. Then cheated and blamed him. It went viral in our small town. Friends forwarding me the post. I felt validated but hollow. Months in, survival meant rebuilding. Therapy taught me breathing exercises for panic attacks that hit during drives, heart racing. Visions of happy times flashing. Daily. ID journal struggles waking up alone. Forcing gym sessions to burn anger. Cooking healthy meals to combat stress, weight gain. I moved to a smaller place. Hauling boxes myself. Back straining but mind clearing. Mia and I set boundaries, no romance. Just co-parenting. Our first ultrasound was surreal. The heartbeat shocking me into responsibility. One day, Sarah texted apologies, saying therapy helped her see her faults. I met her for closure at a park, wind whipping as she admitted addiction to the thrill of affairs. I thought opening up would fix me. She said, eyes down. I wished her well but blocked her after. Shocking fact: 5 Alex dumped her when the baby wasn't his, leaving her alone with the kid. She struggled as a single mom, posting pleas for help online. My daily life stabilized, work promotions from focus. New friends from boxing class where ID punch out frustrations. Mia's due date neared, and we prepared a nursery neutrally. Survival Challenge 5: Emotional whiplash. From betrayal hate to impending father joy. I read parenting books late nights, coffee fueling me through yawns. A year later, holding my son for the first time, everything shifted. Sarah reached out congratulating, but I kept distance. Shocking fact: 6 DNA tests showed her kid had health issues from the real dad's side, rare genetic thing requiring expensive treatments. She crowdfunding. I donated anonymously. Daily struggles eased routines with the baby brought purpose diaper changes at 3 a.m. But smiles made it worth it. Looking back, her open relationship push was the catalyst for my rebirth. I dated cautiously now, valuing loyalty. Survival taught resilience from financial ruins to emotional scars. I emerged stronger. If shed never suggested it, I'd still be blind. Now, with my kid cooing, life felt real again.